Hello, friends, and welcome to the very first in season 4 of Art, Creativity, and Wellbeing. I am Kay Lock Cope, and I'm really glad to be with you today. This is a quickie. I know that's ambitious for me to call something a quickie, but yet I'm doing it anyway. I have been reflecting on what we'll do next, and I see season 4 as a kind of let's envision it situation, because I've got some great interviews that have been in the can since like last November, and it's been so um, it's just been so interesting to see what would unfold and how they would come out. And at the same time, I'm continuing to record these really fun conversations with my former coach and now friend Andrew Moss about the tools that have been helpful for me on my journey, and that Andrew and I sort of, I guess, well, we didn't build them, but we used to say that we co-created them, but we've realized that we didn't really. These were already created. What we did was we made them useful for me, or we brought them to my attention in a way back when I was Andrew's client that has meant that I get to use them now and continue growing with quite a few of them. And they're from the vast majority of them are from my book, which is called Waking Up. It's about how I went from needing a wheelchair to solo hiking across England. It was much, much more than the physical body issues that were stopping me from doing that until I finally did it. And so we've got 3 more of those coming up. And I've got, coincidentally, 3 conversations that I've been sitting on for like months. And so what I'm bringing my attention to over these next 3 months is, or actually 4 months, because I've just came out, the one with my dear friends Janine Halloran and Gail Clanton. So that was the 4th interview, and next week will come out the 4th tools conversation, or the first of the 4 remaining tools conversations. So all of which is to say, between now, June, and September, I'm envisioning this season where what we do is you get to hear from these really cool people. And then we see what's next with art, creativity, and well-being after that. So you can expect that every other week over the summer. I believe it'll be the 2nd week and the 4th week of each month will come out a conversation on this show. And in the meantime, I'll be sharing clips and other things, poetry sometimes, and sometimes fun things out into the socials, out into my world. So come and find me in LinkedIn. You can search K Lock Culp, and I can put the link in the show notes. In Instagram, I'm at We Turned Out Okay. And one of the fun things that I'm going to share, and perhaps already have by the time you see this, is I've just accepted, and I'm now working on an awesome commission. It's huge. If you listen to the last episode, I am being really well paid to do it. There's a lot of appreciation in both directions. And it's spanning 3 easels, and I had to purchase 2 more easels and set up these big, huge pieces of paper for pastel work, which is special paper, on these easels. And I have a fun little, I'm doing some time-lapse photography as I create this commission. And the vast majority of it will be released when the commission is done and given to the people who commissioned me. And what this is me setting up the easels. It's like this 9 little second video of me setting up these easels and getting the paper on the easel. Actually, it isn't, just to be clear, it's not me building the easels, because that would have been a day's worth of, probably a lot of frustration and swearing, if I'm being honest. So you don't get to see that. But this is me getting the paper set up on the easels. You can even see the color sketches that we've done, or the color studies that I did and that we agreed on. And I think I'm just excited to do this. It feels like a fun new direction of sharing in this way. my artwork and the art that I create. So that's out. You can find that and also lots of other things. I show up, in the world pretty frequently when I'm feeling good and joyful and have something to say. So find me there. And in the meantime, so this is episode 1 of season 4. And we'll continue not with these, but with interviews, conversations with really wonderful people and ideas to support and inspire you, me, those of us who listen and watch. So, or who happened to be in the conversations in my case. So I hope you have. I think there's one last thing that I wanted to end on. There's so much going on in the world. There's so much that we are being exposed to and being frightened by and being knocked around by. And I think I had this idea that this is specifically, well, I'm trying to think how I wish to say this. I think what I'll say is I had this idea to support a group of people who are currently being persecuted. And the idea that I had was, can we consult some legal folks? Can we get a little card that someone could keep on their person in case their phone's taken or something like that? But can we have cards that say that have little things that they could communicate or that they could at least understand about their rights, for example, something like that. And the first thing that I thought of that perhaps isn't as practical as some of the other things was to say was the words "you matter." And so these words are interesting because I didn't understand how it would feel to read them for myself until last summer when I happened to be crossing a great big bridge from New York State into Pennsylvania. And instead of the usual signs that you see, like big flashing signs that say, like, speeding is against the law or those kinds of things, there were a couple of really beautiful expressions. The first one was something um, thank you for keeping your family safe and keeping you safe, by driving safely on this bridge, something like that. And then the second one was this huge, big sign, one of those like roadside highway signs that you see. It's huge. And the words on it were simply, "You matter." And it just, I was in a really good place. I was actually on my book tour when I saw that. And I just remember having this feeling of like, wow, what a lovely thing to receive. You matter. And so when I thought about doing that, or there will be advice. Yes, there will be things that someone could say to a person who is persecuting them, for example, to shift the dynamic. And in the work that I do, the first thing that I thought of that I would wish could be on a card like that is the words "you matter." I think it's very practical to remember that, right? And then there can also be lots of other great practical things on there. So I think I want to wrap up just by saying that and saying it to you if you haven't heard that too often recently, or if it's just something that you needed to hear today. You matter. And yeah, you matter. And I'm glad to be here with you. Looking forward to this interesting summer of interviews and conversations. And I'll catch you on the flip side. We may live in a different state by then. We'll see. And I hope that whatever you're doing, you're enjoying it. It is fulfilling and meaningful. And yeah, just that. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful, day, week, summer, year. And I look forward to connecting with you. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.